back to the channel, guys. If you guys are new, thanks for joining. Today, well, we're here in the American Airlines Premium Lounge. Well, sorry, Admirals Lounge. So, you're coming along? Let's check this thing out. Let's have a look. As you guys can see, it's already a AirCal 737-800 coming on in. Already there's just so much stuff. Just as you walk in, and like multiple different places to sit, lounge, bar area, food of all different types, different spots to sit around while you wait for your trip. I don't know about y'all, but I'm kind of hungry, so let's go check out this food. Let's go see what they have. With an assortment of food and everything, there's never like a dull time for you to get it. Whether you want something like that or even some chicken noodle soup, there's always going to be something for you to have. Allegheny and the AirCal side by side. That's not something that you guys see every day. I even saw the Piedmont one and then the US Airways Heritage. Alright, so again, apologize for everything. I know. Whoops. Believe me, I think there was something going on that day. But let's go over the food really quickly because I know that wasn't actually in the video, in like said there. I kind of forgot to record it, even though I had all the notes. So starting off, I'm a huge mac and cheese person, so I actually thought that the mac and cheese option was really good. Overall, I think the food is, it is top tier chef. I mean, you are paying a lot of money if whether you're a first class passenger on international travel or on a domestic one, or if you're like me who paid the $80 to get in there. If you're a card holder, but I really do think that like their chefs that do all that are highly trained. And I mean, yes, while the meat might have been, a little bit like drippy, I mean, I had no problem with it. But I think it did have a lot of good options. You can get stuff that were vegan, vegetarian. If you just wanted something light, they had chips and crackers. Or I mean, they also soups. I would say that I think the only really kid option that I saw was the mac and cheese. So unless you've got like some non-picky like eaters, I know that probably be hard. I know for a fact, like in my family, might be a little of an issue, but I mean it is what it is. And again, the menus do change. But what I would say is like if you know that you are like hungry, like it is free food, which is pretty nice. So just like think about that when you're going like through there and you're about to like either purchase the ticket for the day or you're going to use your first class ticket in there. All right, let's talk about how to get it. It's actually not as easy as you would think. Either you have to be like a first class member or first class ticket holder on an international or domestic flight, or you have to hold the American credit card status with, or have some sort of status within the One World Alliance. Or you can do what I did, and I paid $80 for a single day, and it makes sense. But let's dig into this food. Let's see how it is. So in the Admirals Lounge, like you do get those snacks, those house drinks. There are actually some shower suites. It was not in the one that I was in. It is. Everything's good to go. So like I said, the Admirals Club is 70,000, or you can earn it. But to get in, there are two ways. You can either buy an annual membership, which you can do at the lounges or online, like or there on like I did. It is $79, but then depending on how you are, if you do have those 79,000 bonus miles, you can get. Overall, I think that it was actually a really good experience. I thoroughly enjoy the Admirals Club. Even though I did have to pay. I didn't really mind that. I think it was just the fact that when you are there for such a long time, it is nice to be out of the busy section of the airport. I think Charlotte's different. I think if I was in Los Angeles or something, it would definitely be a lot busier. And I actually realized that um, because there are two Admirals clubs in Charlotte, and I went to one, and they weren't serving those day passes. So they were like, just go back to the other one, which was really nice. They actually did that. Sometimes, like, they just really want their business, which is good. And that also shows you that American does care about its highest elite people, including their one world status members. They're like Ruby, whatever, gems. Or if you're what concierge key, or any of those higher status American ones, you will get a lot. Like, they want to make sure that you are having a good experience with that airline. But overall, let's go to rating it just to see, because I mean, it is something to think about. So first off, seating. There wasn't actually a lot open when I got in, but I was able to find a little seat by the window, which was nice. The seat was comfortable. It did have a power outlet, so I would have to give that 5 stars. The food. I mean, I had no problem with it. I love mac and cheese and brisket, so um, I would say another 5 stars. The drinks were good. I didn't actually go to the bar, but that's just because I didn't really feel like drinking like that early in the morning. But you do have some of those travelers who will, so that is up to your discretion. Um, let's see. The service was actually fairly nice. It did take them a little bit when I got in just to actually get checked in, just because they were like, "Do we actually offer that?" And also, if you go online and you look up the price, it does say a totally different amount than what they actually do charge. They think it was like $60 online, when I looked to like see what amount it was, and then but when you actually went in, it was $80. So just thinking about that, because if you do have a party of more than one, it might be a little bit cheaper just to sit outside, grab some like Starbucks, and just go sit by your gate. Um, but if you've got one of those American Airlines cards or something, um, definitely use that. You do get the miles. So I would give that, I mean, 5 stars. I mean, actually, we'll do 4.5 just because they were definitely a little bit difficult at the start. Um, the atmosphere, I mean, it was fairly nice. It was definitely like no talking. I got shushed in the airport in the lounge.
Why is it called the shusher?
Shush!
In the lounge. I was just talking to a friend, and somebody looks over me and goes, "Shh." Not that fun to be shushed. I can tell you guys that much. Um, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, think beside that, I think I would give it. We'll go another 4.5 stars. I think the Wi-Fi was definitely a little harder to get onto, even though there are little placards all over the place. But overall, I mean, I would honestly go again. But I think something you do have to remember is if you are traveling alone, you can't use your parents' cards or their status. So, like, if your parents have status on Delta or even American for this example, you can't use their AA Advantage card. It has to be on your name. But that's just something to think about if you are traveling alone. Just be like, "Hey, mom, can I grab the card really quickly?" Um, but yeah, if you guys have been to one, let me know down in the comments. If you guys want me to go to another one someplace, let me know. It'll mean a whole new trip, which I'm so down for. But yeah, um, trying to think. But yeah, that was all about it, guys. If you guys did like this video, make sure you guys do hit that like button, subscribe, so you guys never miss another video. And there are more coming out soon. I'm working on a lot more. Sorry about the no, like there haven't been that many trip reports lately, and I do apologize for that. But if we can do anything else here, you guys let us know, and we'll see you guys in the next flight. Peace.